Important question. What if I truly cared about my hair loss? Just to put this in perspective, a guy who's a couple months away from turning 38 years old, a couple months away from his 20th high school class reunion, a guy who is well established in his career, well established into his marriage, over 10 years, has 2 kids, has the American dream. I am living the American dream and I'm very grateful for it. But imagine, on top of all of those things that I could wish for 20 years ago that I wish that I would have in the future, and I have those things, imagine, modern day me, looking at me right now, imagine if I actually cared about my hair loss. See, a lot of people who watch my channel are disillusioned to the fact they think that I care about my hair loss, and they always will. There's always going to be those demographics, and those are the people who every time I make a video, those are the people who always downvote it, because they're worried for me. They're thinking, man, if I was in his situation, I would totally care about my hair loss. It would totally destroy my identity. I would need to take Propecia or get a hair transplant or micropigmentation or whatever the proposed solution is. Because in their minds, their hair and their physical part of them is so important to who they are that that's what they have to do. So for them, even in their minds, when they're me, when they're my age and all that, they're still going to need to not go bald. So imagine though, and that's what they think. They think, well, that guy's obsessed with hair loss. The reason he makes so many videos is because he's obsessed. It's so sad. And that's when they say, they downvote it, they downvote it because they think that I truly am that ridiculous character that I play. That's what they think. So I'm trying to imagine, because I mean, I don't know, 5% of my viewers, no matter how big my channel gets, that 5% will always exist and always grow with me. They'll never understand that I'm a guy who doesn't care about my hair loss, and that's my entire message. That your hair loss doesn't have to define you. In fact, you should define who you are despite your physical appearance. Your hair loss does not own you. You own your hair loss. That's truly what I believe. But I'm really, and I'm struggling right now as I'm saying this out loud. I'm struggling to imagine myself worrying about hair loss. Because look, I get it. If you're young and you're experiencing more severe hair loss than even I have now, I totally get it. Like, it's a completely different experience. And hopefully, collectively, my videos can help you overall as you take my life experience, download it in your brain as a younger man, and be able to benefit from that. But I mean, it's really difficult for me to imagine if I was actually bothered by my hair loss. If I spent time, energy, and money worrying about that. And imagine the tragedy. And this is the thing though, this is a real tragedy for certain men. Certain men have all I have in life, and maybe more, but they're haunted by the ghost of hair loss. They're haunted by the fact of, but if only I had a perfect head of hair or a better head of hair, my life would be better. And they're banking their happiness and their joy on that. There are men that are older than me and have more than me, and that's how they live their life. And it goes back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that when you're younger especially, you have less in life and you have more to aspire to and more to try to obtain in life. The higher up you get though, all your more basic needs are met, you start getting what you want, but then you still are looking up at thinking, what else do I need? What else do I need to be happy, to be content? And unfortunately, a lot of men, despite all they have, all they've been blessed with and all that they've earned and worked hard for, they still can't stop thinking about, but man, look at that guy over there. He's a couple years older than me and he's got more hair than me. Why can't that be me? And what a toxic thought. I made another video wearing the same shirt where I talked about Paul Rudd, who's in his 50s. The guy looks amazing. He always has. But what if I truly thought, man, I hope I hope I can look as good as him when I'm in my 50s. You know, I wish I could have the metabolism and the build and the thick hair that he has. That's just pathetic. Is that even I'm saying it loud right now? So I struggle putting myself in the situation where I would actually care about hair loss, because if you've seen the video too, I shared with you, I showed you on the screen, I made nearly $3,000 off of this situation last year alone, plus about another $1,000 selling the Remington thing that I shaved my head with. It's so foreign to me that I would actually care about my hair loss. It's baffling. I can understand why younger guys do, but I just can't imagine that I would spend time worrying about that. To me, that's as silly as worrying about what other people think about me, what other people say about me. You know, if someone thinks I'm a jerk, okay. If someone thinks that I'm arrogant, okay. It doesn't matter to me. My life is not determined by what other people think about me or say about me. I'm doing my own thing. I'm a confident person. But yet still so many men let their identities be based on other people's perceptions of them. And they're bothered by these things. One of my life quotes is, you can always tell a lot about a man by what bothers him. You know, and even on my other channel, I deal with this a lot, Family Friendly Daddy Blog, I talk about this a lot, that certain people have to be right. Certain people have high conflict personalities where they're always trying to prove other people wrong, therefore proving themselves right. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to gain respect of other people. But I know better than that. If you try to persuade somebody against what they already fundamentally believe, all it does is backfire and reinforces their own beliefs. It's called identity protective cognition. So many people, so many men waste their lives trying to be right, trying to convince other people that they should think different of them. So many men get offended and disrespected by other people's words and thoughts and views on them. And I just can't live in that space. And to me, all that toxic thing I just illustrated, to me that goes back to the mentality of, what if I actually cared about my hair loss? Now, I already know what's going to happen. There's going to be a couple people that are going to leave comments and say, but Nick, come on, you really do care about hair loss because, and then they'll name some reason. After an 8-minute video of me explaining how I can't even comprehend actually caring about hair loss, especially in how old I am and how much hair I still have. But even then, it's beyond that. It's normal to lose your hair. And in 2019, it's trendy and masculine to shave off your hair once that time comes anyway. It's really difficult for me to place any emotion or care about me personally going bald. Yet, on a regular basis, there are people watching my videos regularly who still think that I care about hair loss. Yet my message for everyone is that we don't have to be defined and we don't have to care about this. And we're better off the moment we stop. Man, isn't that fascinating? No matter what I say ever, people will still think, some people, 5%, will still think that I actually care about my hair loss. Comments right here.